The kid's got over 200 trophies, but none as big as the one that's bigger than him. Thomas the Tasmanian Devil Fernandez, he is fresh off a championship run at the Grand Nationals in Oklahoma City.
It was pretty fun because I raced the experts and I'm not going to be 6 no more, I'm going to be 7 next year.
Even at that tender age, he's one of the very few racing BMX now as an expert. Heck, there's only one more level left, what they call the pro class. There's a story within a story here. It seems the Taz owes much of what he knows to the Desert Rat, a real BMX hotshot. Ken Fallon has his own ride with reckless abandon reputation at Alameda's track. Took on the Taz 2.5 years ago, a major player in Fernandez's budding career.
He just started riding. He hadn't been riding that long. He looked pretty stylish and had pretty much what it takes to be a champ. He helped me jump that first hill and helped teach me how to go real fast and swoop people and all that stuff.
How good did it feel to see your pupil, so to speak, come back with that big trophy?
Well, good, because he's been training hard and he worked for it.
Thomas already has most of the gear needed for his BMX hobby. For Christmas, what he really wants is a computer. But over the long haul, he's a little man with big dreams. I imagine you want to be a world champion one day, don't you?
Yep, I am going to be one.
Paul Davis, News 4, Albuquerque. Counting to 3 a whole lot easier than trying to keep track of the numbers 3-time All-American Bev Oden has put up this season. The middle blocker outside hitter chalked up 378 kills over the course of the Cardinals' 26-2 season. Just got written up in Sports Illustrated. I showed it to her.
Well, I didn't really know much about it until a few days ago. I'm really excited about it, though. This is the first time I've seen it, just right now.
This kid's got the bloodlines. Sisters Kim and Elaine helped America win the bronze medal in Barcelona. Olympians.
I guess it is in our blood. We all seem to play it and to love it.
There's been a lot of expectations heaped on Bev just because of the fact that her sisters have both been so successful, and I think that she's now just starting to go into a frame of mind where she's finally her own person.
This young lady wants her first and only NCAA Final Four to be the best. Says after that, sights will be set high for Atlanta.
After I graduate from college, I want to go down to San Diego and practice with them and see if I can make it in '96.
I think that she's got the potential to be the best of the Oden volleyball players, and that's saying a lot.
Surely you've been to a Lobo match the last few years. Haven't you wondered why the gals wear outfits that seem more fit for Sports Illustrated's swimsuit issue than hard-fought play in front of thousands of fans? They're always picking themselves up off the floor, making sure first there's no indecent exposure. Bun huggers, yuck.
The bun hugger type shorts that a lot of the players wear are pretty much a traditional fare, especially internationally.
The Bruins head coach has won 6 national titles over 26 years. No wonder his program plays trendsetters. They've dropped the bun huggers in favor of the more refined, respectable, comfortable style.
I remember my freshman year when we came into UCLA, it was the first year that they made the move to tights from the bun huggers. And it was a nice feeling, but a lot better than the buns.
Your shirt isn't always coming in tucked, not always pulling up or pulling down something, it's just really comfortable.
Not as embarrassing either.
Sure, you have that factor in there too.
Maybe it's just a coincidence, but their foe tomorrow night in the title match, Stanford, goes with the not-so-liberal unis now, too. Maybe I'm making too much about nothing.
I don't wear them, so I don't care.
Neither do I. Paul Davis, News 4, Albuquerque. Everybody knows about Trent Demas and Lance Ringnold. But what about Stephen Bello? Bello has been one of the Gold Cup gang 7 years now. And even though he doesn't have a shiny Olympic gold medal to show off, he may have something more lucrative. A 5-year scholarship to Michigan State.
My mom put me in it when I was 4 because I was jumping around the furniture too much, and so she decided that gymnastics would be a good place for that. It's just taught me that, you know, no matter how rough things go, how tough they get, just stick with it and you'll end up on top in the end.
Bello's on top when you check out his file of magnificent 4.36 GPA and honors courses. He'll probably graduate 3rd in his class at Albuquerque High. He's a member of the National Honor Society and an academic All-American. Where do you get your brains from?
I don't know, both sides of the family.
Steve's been to the Junior Olympic National Championships 4 years running, says Atlanta isn't out of the question for 1996. Coach Steve, congratulations on your scholarship. You're our player of the week. Yeah! Yeah! They weren't always the best of pals. First time they met, 1986, they went head-to-head in the Texas Open. Now, 7 years later, both live in the Duke City. C.T. DeLager is an engineering tech at Intel. Mike Dallenberger works for Coca-Cola Distributors. Staying active in darts eventually brought them together.
I was over for dinner. It's become real good friends. I had some rough time personally, and over that, I've come to know them real well.
Mike and CT have teamed up together for doubles and triples competitions. The chemistry's there.
I wish I had the natural talent against. We're both not bad losers, but we hate to lose.
CT edged Mike in this afternoon's casual showdown to help us do this story, but over the years, Mike leads 3 wins to 2 in official competition, both with different angles on success.
A lot of it when you go out throwing tournaments is handling the nerves. It's strictly mind over matter. You have to believe that you're going to win.
Mike and CT could square off against each other again a week from Saturday at the Knights of Columbus Albuquerque Top Gun tourney. Let's hope they score better than me. 50! Is that all? Paul Davis, Dukes 4, Albuquerque. For the record, Byron and Jill Gatwood have been through this before. At the last Lobo home game, they tried to get into the pit with only 2 tickets. The ushers said no way without a third at a full price of at least $11 for 10-month-old Olivia.
We're kind of surprised to learn that we need a ticket for the infant. She's going to sit on our lap.
When it first happened, they were caught off guard.
Well, I'm surprised that we are required to produce a ticket for an infant that we're going to carry in our laps and in our arms the entire time.
Nobody charges for babies. It's unheard of. Anywhere I've ever been, they never charge for babies.
Actually, the University of New Mexico does, and they're not the norm. For instance, at the Pan Am Center in Las Cruces, kids 5 and under see the Aggies play for free. At the Special Events Center in El Paso, kids 2 and under watch the minors at no cost. They even make exceptions for small 2-year-olds. And at the Marriott Center in Provo, 3 and under, the magic numbers for red carpet treatment to youngsters. I told brand spanking new Lobo athletic director Rudy Davalos about Babygate, if you will. He says,
if anybody has a problem with it, they can certainly write me a letter or call me and I'll talk to them about it.
If the music doesn't give it away, then let's bring in some pictures to help tell the story. The story of 25 great years for Special Olympics worldwide. To help celebrate this traveling exhibit, making its cross-country marathon trek stop in Albuquerque this weekend. Did you know Bruce Springsteen and Johnny Cougar helped with SO's first ever Christmas album? Did you know Special Olympics started as a summer day camp in Eunice Shriver's backyard in 1963, when the President Reagan unveiled their second commemorative stamp in 1985. There's also the tearjerker stuff, audio and video vignettes documenting the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
They really decided that the best way to tell the story of Special Olympics is to tell it through the eyes of the young and old people alike who participate in the sports training and competition.
Find this time capsule on wheels on the Coronado Center South parking lot. Admission is free. the reception has been wonderful so far elsewhere.
2,000-3,000 people through a day, which has been phenomenal.
You've got through Sunday to take in your tour of the Special Olympic traveling exhibit. Hours each day, 10 till 6. I need to warn you, be prepared for an emotional workout. Paul Davis, News 4, Albuquerque. The 5 events that make up the Duke City Race Sunday have grown from a little over 1,000 entrants the first year, 84, to 8,000 back in September, the 9th annual. It may have tied up traffic for a few hours each year, but the event far and away the most popular participatory deal going in New Mexico. Loveless Hospital became the major sponsor for the Duke City races in 1991. Last year alone, they pumped in $75,000 cash for the events. But it's not the monetary price tag that has them pulling the plug on their life support.
The logistics of putting on this race is unbelievable. And I mean, from everything from promotion to working with the city to mapping out courses to working with TAC, who insures us.
Things you can't put a price tag on.
Right, things you can't put a price tag on. This board of directors, it's a volunteer group of business people and retired people in the city who are very enthusiastic, but it takes a toll on their personal life too.
Besides that burnout, the board also looked closely at a decline nationwide in full and half marathon races. And the idea of keeping the Duke City going, but on a scaled down version, got a thumbs down.
It looks like any ordinary wall, but it's not.
It just hurt to be that close to winning Indy and not winning it.
It's just horrible.
So what's that got to do with this wall? Well, they're building a new wall at Indianapolis this year, raising it to international standards. This is part of the old wall, the actual section that Al Jr. hit in that famous crash with Emerson Fittipaldi. And he had it rebuilt right here on his property in Albuquerque.
Actually, it was Shelley's idea. I asked her, what are we going to do with the wall, you know, from Indy? And we'll find a place for it. We could put it up, you know, it'd be really neat.
The wall, given to Little Al by Speedway President Tony George, is 18 tons of emotional baggage for the Unsers, tagged by every racing member of the family. The only section Little Al ever hit at Indy. But he's also the last guy to win the race with that wall in place.
They're so big on tradition. All they talk about is tradition. I couldn't believe they weren't going to do something with the wall. But my idea wasn't quite this big. I just wanted a little section.
Instead, she got 90 feet of a special piece of Indy history. Many a driver has seen it up close and personal. And now you can take your own spin through Albuquerque's North Alley and see it too. And it won't hurt a bit. Scott Stigler, News 4, Albuquerque. In Albuquerque, this is Scott Stigler reporting. In Albuquerque, Scott Stigler for NBC News.
Matt and I have been best friends for, for 5 years, and it's just, I can't do this.
Geez, that may have been a proper reaction years ago when a ball player signed with the Lobos, but not anymore. Their football program's on the rise. Come a long way since Matt Simmons worked for him on the sidelines.
Yeah, when I did ball boy, it was like, wow, this is what I want and this is what I want to do, and just the way the emotion, the enthusiasm, the crowds, and that's all part of it.
Simmons left the Gatorade bottles and sweat towels behind, went on to help La Cueva win their first ever football crown. He's been working towards this day for years.
He's been focused on football for as long as he's really been able to play, back to Pop Warner all the way through high school.
Even now, Matt will say, let's go throw the football. We could, no matter what day it is, he will say, let's go throw the football. He just loves football.
Matt played both ways for the Bears, defensive back and tailback. He racked up almost 1,200 yards, 18 TDs.
Matt's a quality young man. He's first class. Everything from the classroom to through the things that you see him doing in the community.
Jal running back Fabian Nunez joined Simmons as the only homegrown talents committing to the Lobos for the next 4 or 5 years. This will be their playground. Paul Davis, News 4, Albuquerque. I don't know that Dick Mann's getting rich off his wintertime brainstorm, but his Los Altos batting cage is sure hopping. That line drive was worth 2 points. That shot to the back fence 3. This is liner ball, a real challenge to hitters' pinpoint accuracy.
You see things in the batting cage that you don't see in game situations. It makes it easier to work on fundamentals, timing, placement of the ball. It makes you realize that softball is not a game of home runs, it's line drives up the middle.
There's liner ball leagues for off-season softballers, high school and little leaguers. A women's league starts this Sunday.
I have a computer program whereby I keep track of each player's individual score, and then there's prizes for the first 3 top individuals in each division.
Forget the perks. Players go back to their regular in-season teams a little better, more confident.
Well, last year I helped my batting average by over 200 points.
Liner ball, Babe Ruth types may balk, but for all you Rod Carews out there, go for it. Paul Davis, News 4 Albuquerque. While Little Al labored behind the wheel of his Chevy Lumina under the bright Florida sunshine, teammates on his IndyCar squad kept busy, painting and putting together one of the Lolas they're using this season. You betcha they were rooting for their buddy down south.
We pull for him just as much as he pulls for us, so, we're not there, but we're there with him.
Ditto, I'm sure, for the rest of the Albuquerque-based team testing this week in Big Springs, Texas. They all got a bit of scary news at one time or another today.
I just heard that he had crashed when Sean was talking to somebody else.
The updated news was better. Junior did wreck 10 laps into today's second 125-mile qualifier, but he was unhurt, except for maybe his feelings.
I went out and qualified the first day. There was bird doo-doo on my front hood, and that was that. I go out the second day, qualified, bird doo-doo on my shoulder. And then I just now walked out there to the car, sitting out on the pre-grid, and there's bird doo-doo again on my hood. So it's just bad luck.
It isn't all bad. Junior did well enough in time trial runs last weekend to earn the 40th and next to last spot in Sunday's Daytona 500.
He should have a good chance to win.
From that spot,
Junior doesn't matter where he starts.
Al Unser Jr. may have traded race car and team for a week or so, but come Sunday night he's back driving exclusively for Gallus Racing International and all of New Mexico. Paul Davis, News 4 Albuquerque. It's music to every angler's ears. The sound of fishing line whipping through the air. A heck of a lot of that going on at Tingley Beach, what with the weather taking a turn for the better. This place amazes me. I drive by it heading for work every day. I think it's New Mexico's diamond in the rough as far as fishing holes go.
Fish here is probably the cleanest fish you can eat in the state of New Mexico. They come from the hatcheries, therefore there's not that much pollution in the hatcheries, I hope.
Wendell's right. Fish and Game have a regular schedule for stocking Tingley. That's what keeps the folks with the right bait busy.
I came out here this morning at about 11 o'clock, and it is now, let me see, 2:45, and I have caught some beautiful fishes today. I mean, I have here just about my limit.
Calm as it may seem, flow from the Rio Grande keeps Tingley's water circulating, thus the fish population stays strong. You still have to have the right touch, though.
It's lousy. I haven't even had a bite or a nibble. My girlfriend called me and said, let's go fishing. So I left the washing and came fishing.
Whether she catches anything or not, I still think she made the right decision. Paul Davis, News 4 Albuquerque. Just because the action's going on outside doesn't mean moms and dads inside are missing out. That used to be the case at the Downs, but not after the creation of the very popular Kids Club. It's a Rugrats dream come true. While they play till their little heart's content, parents play the ponies. My heavens, what did you do last year and the year before that when they didn't have any of this stuff?
Chase them all over the place, try to keep them sitting down, bribe them with popcorn.
It's a good feeling to know they have places like this set up for your kids, and they take that into consideration.
Time and time again, adults come by and try to put money into this gutted-out pop machine. The kids already know it's just for their videos.
Yeah, we set up 4 movies a day starting at 12 o'clock, and I just come and switch them off and on when time comes. And we got an assortment of about 20 different movies to choose from, so they change every day.
The Kids Club is not a babysitting service. Parental supervision is a must, but it's a whole lot easier trying to do 2 things at once when both parties are happy.
I didn't have this much fun last year.
Paul Davis, News 4, Albuquerque.